When I think about Lucifer, it's Gino. I close my eyes and I see him. You know what? Him. I'm gonna him over, you know?
Gino is looking at the kind of loss that hits from 3 directions at once. His marriage is ending. $50,000 is suddenly on the table. And while he is trying to process both of those things, Matt is standing right there beside Jasmine. That last part may be the one that hurts the most, because money can be replaced. A divorce can eventually become paperwork. But watching the person you married turn toward somebody else for comfort while you're still standing in the room, that is a different kind of loss. And Jasmine is making the entire situation even more unsettling because she is not reacting the way Gino expects. She is emotional, yes, but she is calm. No huge explosion. No desperate attempt to make Gino understand. No dramatic threat that sounds like it might disappear once everybody cools down. This time, Jasmine looks like somebody who already made the decision before the conversation even started. And that is where this gets interesting. Because the biggest question is not whether Gino pays $50,000. The bigger question is why Matt knows enough about Jasmine's marriage to be standing beside her during one of the most personal moments of her life. Did Matt become important because Gino and Jasmine were already falling apart? Or did Matt becoming important make it easier for Jasmine to finally walk away? Those sound like the same thing. They are not. And Gino is about to realize that losing $50,000 may actually be the easiest part of this entire situation. What really changes the tone is Jasmine's behavior. Gino seems to be operating from the assumption that this could still be another extreme moment in an already extreme relationship. That matters. When a couple has gone through argument after argument, breakup threat after breakup threat, eventually both people can become numb to the language of leaving. Somebody says they are done. Somebody storms away. There are tears. There is anger. Then eventually, they reconnect. Once that cycle repeats enough times, "I'm leaving" stops sounding final. It becomes part of the fight. And that may be exactly why Gino does not immediately understand what is happening here. He may still be waiting for the emotional version of Jasmine he recognizes. The Jasmine who gets loud because she still desperately wants him to understand. The Jasmine who argues because there is still something she wants from him emotionally. But that is not what he is getting. Instead, Jasmine is giving him something much more difficult to fight against.
Certainty.
She is not asking, "What are you going to do to fix this?" She is not saying, "Convince me to stay." She is basically telling him, "We are past that conversation." And people sometimes misunderstand what that kind of calm actually means. A loud partner can still be emotionally invested. A calm partner may have already spent months having the argument alone in their head. By the time they finally say it out loud, they are no longer trying to decide.
They are informing you.
That appears to be the emotional shift Gino is facing. And then Jasmine introduces the number.
$50,000.
Now suddenly the end of the marriage has a price attached to it. And you can immediately understand why Gino would react strongly. From his side, it probably feels like insult stacked on top of rejection. He is already being told the marriage is over. Now he is being told that ending it may cost him $50,000. Emotionally, that can sound less like a settlement and more like, "After everything I did, now I have to pay you to leave?" But Jasmine sees that money through a completely different lens. To her, the amount is not necessarily about putting a price on the marriage. It represents security. It represents promises. It represents the choices she believes she made because she trusted the relationship would give her a future. It represents expenses, instability, sacrifices, and everything she feels she invested. And this is one of those relationship conflicts where both people can honestly believe they are the person being taken advantage of. Gino sees what he provided. Jasmine sees what she gave up. That difference is huge. Gino can point to dollars. Jasmine can point to sacrifice. Gino can say, "Look at everything I paid for." Jasmine can say, "Look at everything I changed about my life." And there is no calculator that can settle that argument. That is why the $50,000 quickly stops being a financial issue. It becomes symbolic. For Gino, the money may represent everything he believes he already gave. For Jasmine, it represents everything she believes she is leaving without. Same number, completely different emotional meaning. But then Jasmine takes the argument somewhere Gino clearly does not want it to go. She tells him the money is not the real reason he is upset. The real reason he is upset is because he cannot control whether she stays anymore. Now that is a dangerous statement. Because Jasmine is no longer challenging Gino's math. She is challenging his motives. And once somebody tells you, this is not about money, this is about control, the argument becomes much more personal. Gino immediately starts talking about what he has done, what he paid, what he provided, what he helped with. And that reaction actually tells us something. Because from Gino's perspective, providing financially may be one of the ways he measures commitment. He may genuinely believe, I showed you I loved you by supporting this relationship. But Jasmine does not hear love when he lists those expenses. She hears leverage. That is the disconnect. One person thinks, this proves how much I cared. The other person hears, because I paid, you should have tolerated more. And those two interpretations can destroy communication. At the same time, Jasmine has a contradiction of her own. She is saying she wants independence from Gino. Fine. But if she also believes Gino owes her $50,000, then viewers are going to ask the obvious question. How independent is an exit that still depends on a major financial payment from the person you are leaving? That does not automatically make Jasmine wrong. Financial separation can be complicated, but it does create a legitimate debate. One side of the audience would probably look at Jasmine and say, you cannot demand freedom while still expecting Gino to fund the beginning of that freedom. Another side would say, if Jasmine made major sacrifices because of promises made inside the relationship, why should she walk away carrying the entire financial consequence? That is the kind of argument where people are going to pick sides immediately. But before the money debate can even settle, something bigger comes out. Matt already knows what Jasmine has been going through. And now Gino has a completely different problem. Because imagine being in Gino's position for a second. Your wife is telling you the marriage is ending. She is asking for $50,000. And then you discover another man has already heard the emotional version of the story before you even knew how serious the situation had become. That is where Gino's focus shifts. Suddenly, it is not, why do you want $50,000? It becomes, why does Matt know any of this? Jasmine's answer is that Matt has been emotionally supportive. And that sounds simple until you think about what emotional support actually means inside a collapsing marriage. Who gets the late-night fears? Who hears the doubts? Who knows the future plans? Who gets the version of Jasmine that is scared, uncertain, frustrated, or vulnerable? If that person used to be Gino, and now it is Matt, then Gino is not just losing the role of husband on paper. He may already have lost the emotional role before the divorce became official. And that is where the audience would split all over again. Some viewers would look at this and say Jasmine crossed a line. Even if nothing physical happened, they may feel that moving that level of emotional intimacy outside the marriage becomes its own form of betrayal. Other viewers would say the opposite. They would say Jasmine did not create the communication breakdown by talking to Matt. She talked to Matt because the communication with Gino was already broken. Those are very different interpretations, and both deserve to be considered. Because an outside connection can be the cause of distance. But sometimes it is just evidence of distance that already existed. Then Matt arrives. And the timing could not be worse. What matters is not some giant romantic gesture. It is Jasmine's body language. She relaxes. That tiny shift would be brutal for Gino to watch. Because emotional safety is one of those things people notice immediately. Matt walks in, and suddenly Jasmine does not look as alone. She looks steadier.
And Gino sees it.
That probably hurts more than if Jasmine simply announced, Matt is here to support me. Because words can be argued with. Body language is harder. Gino now has to watch another man enter the room and make his wife look more comfortable during a conversation about leaving him. Matt stays calm. He says he does not want trouble. But that calmness does not make Gino feel better. It probably makes him feel worse. When one person is emotionally overwhelmed and another person stays completely controlled, calmness can feel like confidence. And confidence can feel like arrogance when you already believe somebody has taken your place. Matt is composed. Jasmine feels supported. Gino feels outnumbered. That emotional triangle is now sitting right in front of everybody. And finally, Gino asks Matt the question that has been building underneath the entire situation. Why are you standing beside another man's wife while she is discussing the end of her marriage? Matt says Jasmine asked him to come. That answer sounds harmless. But emotionally, it is devastating. Because Jasmine choosing Matt is the issue. Gino does not need Matt to admit some secret plan. The fact that Jasmine wanted him there is enough. Gino accuses Matt of waiting around for the marriage to collapse. Matt denies it. Then Jasmine steps in and says the marriage had serious problems long before Matt became important. Now we have three completely different interpretations of the same breakup. Gino believes Matt crossed a boundary. Matt believes he showed up because Jasmine needed somebody. Jasmine believes the marriage was already failing and Matt is being blamed because he is the easiest person to point at. And this is where I would be careful about making Matt either the villain or the hero. Outside, people rarely single-handedly destroy strong relationships. But outside emotional connections can absolutely speed up the collapse of relationships that are already weak. That distinction matters. And then comes the detail that changes the entire argument. Jasmine admits she talked to Matt about her future before she fully explained those plans to Gino. Now, even viewers who have been defending Jasmine might stop for a second. Because that is painful. Imagine your spouse has already discussed major future decisions with another person before you even understand those decisions exist. Even if there is no romance involved, that sends a message. You are no longer the first person they trust with the future. And once you stop being your partner's first emotional destination, the marriage may already be in deeper trouble than either person wants to admit. Jasmine's defense is equally important. She did not feel comfortable going to Gino. And if that is true, then Matt did not necessarily create the communication problem. Matt became the place Jasmine went because that problem already existed. This is the part viewers would probably argue about the hardest. Was Jasmine emotionally checking out of her marriage and investing in somebody else? Or was she simply finding support after feeling emotionally alone? You can make a case either way. Then Gino asks the question that connects the money and Matt. Did Matt convince Jasmine to ask for $50,000? Jasmine says no. The decision was hers. But what she says next probably hurts Gino more than a yes ever could. Matt helped her realize she could survive without Gino.
Think about that.
Matt did not have to tell her, leave your husband. He did not have to create the breakup. All he had to do was make Jasmine feel that leaving was possible. And that distinction is devastating. Because if Jasmine was staying partly because she was afraid of what life would look like without Gino, Matt may have removed the fear. Not the marriage, the fear. And once that fear disappeared, Gino may have lost the strongest thing keeping Jasmine there. That is when the $50,000 stops being Gino's biggest concern. He wants an answer money cannot buy. Do you still love me? Now the room changes. No settlement argument. No mad argument. No discussion about who paid what. Just the question underneath all of it. Is there anything left? And Jasmine hesitates. That hesitation says more than a long speech ever could. A quick yes gives Gino hope. A quick no gives him clarity. Silence gives him neither. It tells him Jasmine has to search for an answer that once would have come naturally. Matt realizes the moment is deeply personal and starts backing away. But Jasmine asks him not to leave. And there it is. That may be the moment Gino emotionally accepts what he has been fighting against. Because at one of the most vulnerable points in their marriage, Jasmine is asking Matt to stay. Not Gino.
Matt.
Then Gino shocks everybody. He says he will pay. But there is a condition. If he gives Jasmine the $50,000, he wants the separation to actually be a separation. No calling when something goes wrong. No asking him for more money. No using him as the emotional backup. No returning when the next relationship gets difficult. No keeping one foot in Gino's life while building something new somewhere else. And that reaction is actually more revealing than it sounds. Gino wants certainty. He may hate the ending, but what he hates even more is the possibility of staying emotionally trapped inside an ending that never becomes final. Jasmine does not accept the way he frames it. She does not want the story to become, Gino paid Jasmine to go away. She sees the money as security. Gino sees it as the final cost of the relationship. And neither one wants the other person controlling the meaning of that $50,000. That is why the money keeps coming back. It is not about the money anymore. It is about who gets to define the marriage after it ends. Was Gino the provider who got used? Was Jasmine the partner who sacrificed more than people realized? Were they both keeping emotional score for years? That third possibility may be the closest to the truth of their dynamic. Then Matt finally makes himself part of the confrontation. He tells Gino that Jasmine should not be humiliated because the marriage failed. Gino immediately says Matt has no right to speak about their relationship. And honestly, viewers would understand that reaction. Matt was not inside that marriage. He did not live every argument. He does not know every private moment. He has heard Jasmine's perspective, which is still only one perspective. Matt agrees he cannot speak for the marriage. But then he says he can defend someone he cares about. Someone he cares about. That wording matters. Gino catches it immediately. Jasmine looks at Matt. Matt suddenly looks less comfortable. And now Gino asks the question everybody has been circling around. Are you in love with Jasmine? Matt pauses. Wrong move if your goal is to calm down a suspicious husband. Because once Matt hesitates, Gino probably stops listening for the answer. The hesitation becomes the answer. Jasmine tries to stop the conversation. That makes it even worse. Because from Gino's perspective, if there is absolutely nothing emotional happening here, why does this question make everybody uncomfortable? Matt finally says he cares deeply about Jasmine, but he will not define what they are while Jasmine is still ending her marriage. That is actually a careful answer. It may even be respectful. But to Gino, it sounds like confirmation. Matt does not say, I have no feelings for her. He says this is not the time to define them. Huge difference. And Jasmine appears to appreciate that Matt is not pressuring her. That is where the emotional comparison becomes impossible for Gino to ignore. Matt is offering patience. Matt is offering space. Matt is offering support without immediately asking Jasmine for something in return. And if Jasmine believes those are exactly the things missing from her marriage, Matt is going to look extremely appealing by comparison. But viewers should also be careful here. It is easy to look emotionally perfect when you are the supportive friend. That is not the same thing as being the partner. Matt is not dealing with shared finances. Matt is not dealing with years of resentment. Matt is not dealing with jealousy inside an established relationship. Matt is not carrying the history. The real test would come later. What happens when Matt and Jasmine disagree? What happens when Jasmine gets jealous? What happens when money becomes an issue? What happens when Matt has expectations of his own? That is when you find out whether a new connection is actually healthier or simply newer. Then Gino looks back at the papers. And suddenly the entire relationship is being reduced to a signature and a number.
$52,000.
Years of love, anger, sacrifice, insecurity, jealousy, promises, disappointment, and hope. Now sitting inside one final agreement. Gino signs. Jasmine does not celebrate. That matters. If this were only about getting the money, you would expect relief to be the dominant emotion. Instead, the finality hits her. Because even when leaving is the right choice for somebody, that does not mean the ending feels good. You can want out and still grieve what you hoped the relationship would become. Matt reaches toward Jasmine. And Gino finally snaps. He tells Matt not to touch her. Jasmine immediately fires back that Gino no longer gets to decide who comforts her. That is the breakup. Not the papers. Not the money. That sentence. Because now Gino understands that whatever authority, closeness, or emotional position he believed he still held is gone. He says Jasmine replaced him before the marriage was officially over. Jasmine says he lost her emotionally long before Matt arrived. And that is the line everything comes down to. Did Matt take Jasmine away from Gino? Or did Matt simply show up after there was already nothing left for Gino to hold on to? Those are completely different stories. And depending on which one you believe, everybody looks different. If Matt actively inserted himself into a vulnerable marriage, viewers are going to see him as part of the problem. If Jasmine had already emotionally checked out, Matt becomes less of a cause and more of a symptom. And if Gino was genuinely unaware that Jasmine had reached that point, then we also have to ask how disconnected they had become before the breakup conversation even happened. Jasmine starts gathering her things. Matt does not rush over and grab her hand. He waits. That is smart. Because if Jasmine's entire argument is about making her own choices, Matt immediately acting like the replacement boyfriend would undermine everything. Instead, Jasmine chooses to leave. She looks back. Gino looks at what he signed. And the contrast is brutal.